Welcome to Illiana Today. Laura Williams here along with Craig Potter. He is our ag teacher at Danville Area Community College. He does a lot of other things too, but we're going to talk today about the ag program, D.A.C.C, and then we're going to get into some FFA things. Craig, we're here at the Georgetown Fair. What an exciting night to be here.
It sure is. Kind of got roped into being here at the booth, but generally come down to the fair for the FFA students that are over here showing this morning.
Okay, so what's all involved with that? Can you give us a glimpse of what's going on in the show stalls?
The show stalls this morning would have been all the FFA livestock shows, and then later in the afternoon they did the vegetable and rabbit shows and such. So that's all over, but it's over in the livestock buildings.
So a good opportunity, and FFA is certainly something that we use within our ag program because they help us out quite a bit at D.A.C.C.
Yeah, come in September 16th. We're going to host the Section 18 FFA for their leadership training school, which is where they bring their freshmen in with the state FFA officer and discuss different types of leadership, and they also have a clinic for their treasurers, their reporters, their presidents, vice presidents, and such.
Okay, so let's talk about ag today in Vermilion County. We've had a lot of rain, and you know my knowledge is minimal about farming, but from my observation it seems like there are some yellow crops and still some areas where it's kind of brown dirt where there was probably supposed to be some corn growing.
This is probably the first year in years and years that we've actually had a tremendous amount of what they can prevent planting, and that is when our primary crops of corn or soybeans get past the date that they won't make it before a first fall frost, and so they just didn't get planted. We were that wet. We've had inches and inches of rain through Vermilion County. Different areas though. Now certain areas in Vermilion County have some very nice crops, and other areas we're not looking good.
Okay, so as what this means to me as a consumer is probably higher prices, and for the farmer, lower prices?
For the farmer, right now we're looking at lower prices, and everybody's shaking their head and they're trying to figure out why. Although it's a national thing. So western Iowa, up in the Dakotas, Wyoming and such are having really good crops. In fact, they're a little bit dry. Some of the southern states are having good crops. In the middle here, last I heard, about 30% of Missouri wasn't planted.
Okay, so tell us about Vermilion County, just jumping back to that. Farmers here, so is it kind of like 50-50, or is there a percentage?
I think their combine monitors as they drive through the field this fall are going to be jumping up and down and up and down and up and down. You mentioned the yellow crops. Corn has a tendency that if it has wet feet, it's a shallow-rooted crop anyway. And we've had so much excessive rain that it has just not done well. We've got corn out there that's about 3 foot tall that's tasseling. That won't amount to anything. But we also got areas that are going to make 200 plus bushel.
So pretty good. Pretty good from that point.
Pretty good from that point, but when you take the average of the entire acreage of that field, I believe it's probably going to be closer to 75% of what it made last year.
Okay, but again, with the obstacles we've had with the weather, because it seems like it's either been a lot of rain, just over flooding, or really hot and dry and you can't breathe.
Well, my son-in-law works for NRCS up in Iroquois County, and of course you've been listening about Watsika being flooded. About 40% of their corn crop is shot, it's gone. So that's going to make a difference here in central Illinois as far as feed resources for corn and soybeans. It may bring our prices up some, but when we go nationally, I'm not sure where that's going to be at.
Okay, let's jump to Danville Area Community College and some of the different things that's offered through our ag programs.
We offer, 2 or 3 basic programs. The first program is an associate's degree, just 2-year degree, primarily for fertilizer industry, feed industry, farmers to have their help to work with them and work into the operation. Then the other program is for transfer programs, so they can go to Illinois State, Western, Southern, or University of Illinois, or Purdue across the line. So a number of our classes are transfer classes. A number of our classes are also simply 2-year classes. So they will transfer for the most part, but they won't transfer as a requirement. That makes sense?
That makes sense to me. It may not make sense to the listener, so if you're confused, you can always give Craig a call at Danville Area Community College, and that number is 443-3222. Craig, thanks for joining us this pretty warm night at the Georgetown Fair, but what a great night for a fair.
Great night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.